The more we get together, 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 the more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. The more we get together, 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 the more we get together, the happier we'll be. There's Maddox and Melanie and Amia and Nada and Junior and Natalia and Anton and Leilani and Kylan and Zariah and Ellie and London and Leo and Royalty. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Good job, boys and girls. How are you feeling today? Are you feeling fantastic? Are you feeling excited to learn? Are you feeling cheerful today to be here? Some of you might be feeling kind of tired. I don't know if anybody's feeling sad today. Those are all real feelings, and it's important for you to tell somebody every day how you are feeling. And it's important for you to look at your friends or your family and see how they are feeling too, because our faces show us how we're feeling. So today, before we start learning, we want to make our bodies feel relaxed. We're going to feel relaxed today. So to do that, we are going to use our imagination, and we are going to imagine that we are floating in the water. So if you want to close your eyes while I'm telling the story, you can do that. Sometimes that helps you to imagine. And if you just want to keep your eyes open, that is okay too. But I want you using your mind and using your body in a safe way to try to imagine my story, okay? All right, ready? We're going to pretend that you are floating in the water. It's not too hot and it's not too cold. It's just right. And in that water, we can feel the waves moving us. So kind of move your body with the waves. In and out, floating. Sometimes the waves get really hard and we might be pushed harder one way or the other. And sometimes the waves are really gentle and we might just move the tiniest bit. Good job. What sounds do you hear when we're floating in the water like this? Can you hear the waves crashing? Can you hear any animals around you? Yeah. All right, we're gonna float our bodies back to shore. We're gonna climb up out of the water. We're gonna wrap up in our imaginary towel and get all dry. And we are ready to learn today. Good job imagining with me today, boys and girls. Does your body feel really relaxed and really calm after imagining that? There are all kinds of things we could imagine that would make our bodies feel calm, but the ocean and water is one of my favorite ways to relax. All right. Today, our story that I'm posting in our team is called Off to Kindergarten. I have a lot of friends who are getting ready to be promoted from preschool to kindergarten. You have learned all the things we want to teach you in preschool this year, and you are going to be a big kindergartner next year. So today's story is about going to kindergarten. And if you haven't listened to it yet, I'm going to give you just a little bit of the highlights of it, but I would really like you to listen to the whole story. But what is kind of funny is the little boy in the story. He's getting ready to go to kindergarten. And he starts to think of all the things that he thinks he might need in kindergarten, like his bear and a chair for his bear to sit in and a pillow. Then he goes to the kitchen and he finds more things he needs, different snacks, different drinks. And then he starts to make a list of all the things he's going to need to bring with him. And look what he gets so that he can pull all of his things with him. He has so many things. He thinks he needs a wagon. So he keeps getting more and more things all through the story. There he gets his robot and his sand toys. And his mom calls him in and says, it's time to go to school. And he shows her all the things that he's going to take. Look at how many things he thinks he needs for school. That is a lot of stuff. Do you think all that stuff would fit in the school bus or in his car to go to school? Do you think he needs all those things for school? His mom says, you don't need all that stuff. Your teacher's going to have all the things that you need. So he says, okay, and he gets ready to get on the school bus. Look at his face. How is he feeling about going to school? I agree. I think he is feeling pretty cheerful about going to school. Or maybe you could say he's happy about going to school. Or maybe he's, I can't pick it up, excited about going to school because he's pointing at the bus and he has a smile on his face. That's how we know he's feeling excited about going to school. And he gets on the bus and he has a great day at his new kindergarten. That is different than my friend that we read about yesterday. What was her name? Wemberly. Look at their faces. Do they look like they're feeling the same about school or different? Here's Wemberly's face. And here's the little boy in our book today's face. Are they the same or are they different? They are very different because different people feel different ways about going to school. And you have to look at their faces so that you can tell what they're feeling, right? Because Wemberly is feeling really scared and nervous. Do you think she's going to talk to a lot of friends on the first day of school? Or do you think she'll be pretty quiet? Yeah, she might be really quiet, but that doesn't mean that Wemberly doesn't want a friend, right? In the book, she makes good friends with Jewel. Just because she's feeling worried doesn't mean that Wemberly doesn't want to make a friend. And my friend who's excited, he also probably wants to make friends at school. Just because he's excited doesn't mean that he wants to do school all by himself. So you have to look at his face and see that he's ready to make new friends. And it's okay to feel either way, either like Wemberly or the way that the boy felt in the book today. So we're going to look at 5 feelings today about school. 5. And they are more like feelings that Wemberly was feeling. Okay? But I want you to practice these different words because it's important for us to be able to know all kinds of feelings in case one of our friends is feeling that way. This feeling is called stressed. He has his hand on his head. His face kind of is all scrunched up. He's feeling stressed. So many things are happening in his brain. He can't stop thinking about all of them. And they're making him feel stressed. Can you say that one? Stressed. stressed. Good job. Have you ever felt stressed before? When have you felt that way? Yeah, sometimes we feel stressed. All right, here is another one. Let's practice this word. It's fearful. Fearful. Fear is another word for scared or afraid. She's fearful. Yeah, look at her face. Her mouth is kind of open like, ah. Her eyes are kind of squinty because she's looking at something really hard. She's turning her body away. That's how we know she's feeling fearful, right? Something is making her feel afraid. Some of us feel fearful about going to a new school, maybe fearful about making new friends or fearful about not knowing where to go. Yeah, it's okay to feel that way about going to a new school. This kind of goes along with it. How about scared? His eyes are really open. His mouth is open. He has his hands on his face. He's scared. Yeah, maybe something has really frightened him all of a sudden. Sometimes you get kind of startled, don't you? And you make that face because you're scared of something. So something could make you feel that way. Or maybe he's just scared thinking about going to a new school. Here's how our friend Wemberly felt. She felt worried. Look at how her eyebrows kind of go down. Her mouth is not smiling. She looks like she's thinking really hard about something. That's making her feel worried. So sometimes people feel worried about going to school. And here's one more. It kind of looks a little bit like worried. She's nervous. She's kind of biting on her fingers. Her eyebrows are going down also, just like our girl before's eyebrows were kind of going down. It makes her forehead kind of have lines on it and be wrinkled. That makes you look nervous. So she's nervous about her new school. All of these feelings are okay. But all of my friends who are feeling this way, they need to talk to a grown-up. They might need to go visit their new school so that they didn't feel so fearful about being in a new place, or they didn't feel so stressed about not knowing where to go, or they didn't feel so scared about all the new people. Yeah, so that would be a good way to get ready for your new school. Maybe you'll drive over to your new school and you'll check out the playground. That would be a fun way to help you not feel so nervous about your new school. All right, boys and girls, we're going to look at some other feelings tomorrow, and they're going to be feelings that are more on the other side, not the scared and nervous feelings, but the excited and the happy feelings, because those are great feelings to feel about school too. So I will see you tomorrow. Bye, boys and girls.